see me again. But how do you know this? Did she come to see you?
No. She went to see your mother.
What? Did she come here? What happened?
I'll tell you. She went to your mother's committee for help when she'd done with you. And your mother refused that help.
Then you killed her. She came to you to protect me, and you turned her away. And you killed her. And the child you'd have had too. My child. Your own grandchild. You killed them both. Damn you. Damn you.
Oh, Eric, please, I didn't know. I didn't understand.
Oh, you didn't understand. You didn't understand. You didn't understand.
Stop for a moment and listen to me. Nothing more needs to be said. The girl killed herself. She died a horrible, agonizing death, having been literally burnt inside out. But I can assure you that it was the happiest she'd ever felt in her entire life, knowing that her pain would be over. But don't forget, you helped kill her. All of you. But then, I don't think you ever will forget me, or this evening. Remember what you did, Mrs. Burling. She came to you for help, and you turned her away. You refused her the pitiful amount of charity that would have helped her, and you, Eric, used her as a happy ending to a stupid, drunken night, treated her as if she were an object, a thing, not even a person. No, you certainly won't forget.
I know. I turned her out of her job. I started this all.
You contributed, Miss Burling, but no, you didn't start this. That savage was you, Mr. Burling. You started it all. You are to blame. She wanted such a small amount of money, more than you were willing to give. That amount of money means nothing to you. You have forgotten the value of pennies and pounds. You have forgotten that if you have spent all your money on rent, 5 more pounds can be a blessing, because it allows you to eat for a week. You made her pay a heavy price for that, and now she'll make you pay a heavier price.
Look,
still.
Inspector, I'd give hundreds.
You're
thousands.
offering money at the wrong time, Mr. Burling. No, I don't think any of you will ever forget. Not even that man Croft. Although at least he did show her some affection. You can't do her any more harm. You can't do her any good. You can't even say the simple words, "I'm sorry, Eva Smith." But remember, it may be too late to help her. But there are millions and millions of Eva and John Smiths out there who need your help. Their lives, their hopes, their fears, their chances of happiness. It's up to us. And if you will not learn this lesson now, then you will learn it in fire and blood and anguish. Good night. all.
I blame you for this.
Who?
You damn fool! You don't understand, but this will come out and there'll be a public scandal. I was due for knighthood, served on the next
How
premises.
does it bloody matter now?
Oh, it
Who
doesn't
cares?
matter to you, but it matters to some of us. And you'll be working hard to repay every penny of the money you stole you here.
I'm utterly ashamed of you.
I'm ashamed of you. Both of you.
Oh, drop that now. Your mother and I had every excuse for what we did. It just turned out, unfortunately, that's all.
That's all.
Yes. What do you have to say? Actually, no. Don't begin. I don't even care.
I behaved badly too. I know I did, and I'm ashamed of myself. But now you're pretending like it doesn't even matter, like nothing happened.
Like nothing happened. Haven't I already admitted it? There'll be a public scandal, at best. And who will suffer most? Me!
I don't care about that, Father. The point is you aren't learning anything.
Haven't I? I've learned plenty tonight, and you don't want me to mention what I've learned, I'm sure.
Yes, and do you remember what you said so proudly to us after dinner? That this world is for one man, that we've got to make our own way in this world, that mixing up with everyone else is useless?
Is that when the inspector came, just after that?
Yes, why do you ask, Sheila?
Well, it doesn't matter, and it's not important, but... Well, do you think she was a real police inspector?
Well, of course it matters. Well, that matters a hell of a lot.
Well, it doesn't matter to me, and it shouldn't to you. Inspector or not, she was right.
Oh, don't be childish, Sheila.
I'm not being childish, it's you two who are being childish. seem like an ordinary inspector.
Well, yes, you're right. I felt it too. She looked rather like a child, if you ask me. And the manner in which she spoke to us, telling me to shut up and so on, or she must have known I was Lord Magistrate and had a knighthood on the way.
That doesn't matter, Father. We still killed this girl. But we hardly told the inspector anything she didn't know. Did you realize?
Well, that's nothing. She had a few bits of information, a couple of smart guesses, and the fact remains that if we hadn't given her the rope to hang ourselves, she'd have known nothing. Well, she'd have had so little to go on. And now I come to think of it, you were all really silly letting her find out so much about you. Well, she didn't manage to make me confess. I told her plainly that I'd done no more than my duty.
Oh, Mother.
I didn't notice you two standing up to her at the end. What happened to, I'll give hundreds, I'll give thousands?
Oh, I said nothing of the sort. You really need to control your excitability, boy. Anyways, we must get back to
What am I for?
To cover this up! If word got out that we were hoodwinked by some disgruntled young woman who managed to wring some sort of false confessions from us...
Mr. Croft has returned, sir.
I hope you don't mind me coming back, but I had a special reason. Where did that inspector go?
Oh, I don't know. She just left. She put us all through.
Oh, Sheila!
Oh, Gerald may as well know. We're all in it, up to the neck. Eric looks like he's going to drink himself to death. Mother's convinced she was right, even though she caused the death of her own grandchild. And Father truly believes that the woman wasn't an inspector at all. Rather, someone came to fool us. A man more rooted in denial I've never seen.
Oh, I've told you, girl, there was no inspector.
How did she behave?
She was frightening. The way she spoke to Mother and Father, as if she had no care in the world.
Aha!
You know something, my boy, what is it?
She wasn't a police inspector.
Are you certain, Gerald?
Most certain. That's why I came back to tell you.
Good lad. Asked about her, eh?
Yes. I met a sergeant on the street and asked him about the girl. I described her in every detail, and he swore to me that there's no one on the police force by that description.
By jingo, you're fake! I knew it!
Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you I couldn't imagine a real inspector talking to us like that?
Well, you're right. We've been had.
Well, I'm going to make certain of this. You know, I was going to do this anyhow. I've had my suspicions all along about this girl's authenticity. Oh yes, hello. Yes, Colonel Ryan, sorry to ring you so late, but surely you of all people are not entertaining. No, I didn't think so. Anyway, I wanted to ask you whether there'd been a new woman who had joined your staff lately, an Inspector Goole. Yes, Goole. Medium height, scraggy, sandy hair, pale. Yes. Oh, well, that makes all the difference. Oh, no, just a little argument we're having here. All right, thank you. It was good speaking to you, too. And give the best to your wife. Yep. Good night. Well, there was no inspector. As Gerald said, we've been had.
I felt it the whole time. I mean, she never spoke like one, never even looked like one. I mean, the state of that hair and that face, as if she'd been dead half a day.
Exactly. This makes all the difference, you know. It makes all the difference.
So I suppose we're all nicer people now?
It doesn't matter. What matters is, why was she here?
A hoax. Someone must have put her up to this. There are people in this town who dislike me enough to do that. People who are jealous of where I am. Imagine, coming down at us at the pinnacle of our little celebration. Well, it was perfect timing. Naturally, took us by surprise.
I wish I'd been here when she first arrived. I'd have asked her a few things.
It's all right saying that now.
Well, I was the only one of you who was never taken in by her.
Oh, right you are, my love, but we needn't worry anymore.
She was strange. Didn't let us see that photograph of that girl. Although, perhaps she's the girl's sister? They did look rather similar. But the inspector looked older somehow.
You're right. Well, I wonder, was it the same photograph? I mean, perhaps this inspector knew a little something about each of us and managed to convince us that we'd all contributed to ruining this girl's life. Well, if you can call what she lived a life.
Mother!
Well, how do you even know it's the same girl? You don't. And none of us saw the same photograph. Well, there could have been so many different photographs and none of us would have ever been any the wiser.
Stop it! All of you. You think you're let off the hook because there's a chance the girl didn't kill herself.
What girl? There were probably 4 or 5 different girls.
Well, that doesn't matter to me. The one I know is dead, and she was pregnant.
But you've hit the nail on the head, Eric. How do we know she died? We make one simple call to the Royal London. Hello, operator. Royal London Hospital, please. Yes, hello. I'm calling to inquire as to one of the relatives of our employees. Have you had a girl come in who committed suicide by drinking disinfectant? Or any like suicide? Yes, I'll wait. No. You're certain? Well, I see. Well, thank you. Good night.
Well, there you are. Absolutely proof positive. The whole thing's a load of moonshine. Nothing but an elaborate setup. Oh, wipe that look off your face, Sheila. There was no girl.
That doesn't stop what we did. And even if it didn't end tragically, it could have.
Oh, that's enough. Drop that now. The whole thing's different. You can see that, can't you, darling? You all helped to kill her. The look on your faces.
Yes, you were all rather scared.
I can't believe this. You're all going on as though nothing has happened. We have nothing to learn. We can all go on just as we did.
Well, why shouldn't we?
You know, no matter who or what that inspector was, we still learned something. And you all didn't feel this confident when it was just us and the inspector.
They're just overtired,
Yes,
dear. They'll be
darling.
fine in the morning.
Sir.
Well, everything's all right now, Sheila. So, what do you say?
It's too soon. Not yet.
Well, look at the pair of them sitting there like stuffed frogs. The look on their faces. The whole thing's a load of moonshine, darling. Oh, yes, hello, Colonel Ryan, whatever is the matter? What? Tonight? Oh, well, that's dreadful. Yes. We'll be around. Oh. That was the police. A girl has just died in the Royal London Hospital by swallowing a great deal of disinfectant. A police inspector is on the way to ask us a few questions.